everyone, and welcome back. My name's Dustinkreis, and it is that time. It is time to do the top games of 2012. And what I'm going to do is, I kind of got everything here in front of me. I'm going to go through the games that I didn't get a chance to play, the 2012 releases that I just didn't get a chance to play. There's 3 games I want to mention, but I didn't count them in this just because they're sort of compilations or re-releases. And then I want to do a sort of a special recognition, even though it's not a 2012 game, or there's a game I want to talk about. And then going to go right into the 2012 releases, and hopefully this video is not that long, but hey, it might be long. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. And let's go ahead and talk about the games I didn't get to. And this is just because there's just not enough time in the day. That's really all there is. And first game up here is Atelier Maruru. I do have the collector's edition, but I didn't pull down the box. Just haven't got to this because I haven't finished our, what was it, Atelier Rorona. Haven't finished that one yet, and I got to play, God, I can't remember it starts with a T. Totori. I haven't played Totori yet, so can't play this one yet. But I'll get to it eventually. Have not started Virtue's Last Reward yet, just because it's a 40-hour game, and I just didn't feel like throwing it in right away. But I will get to this sooner than later because I love 999. Haven't got to throw in Epic Mickey yet, and I heard Ball and Nick talk a little bit about it and how it's kind of repetitive, so maybe not as good as I had hoped it would be, but who knows, maybe I'll throw it in and really like it, so haven't got to play that yet. Threw this in for a little while and just wasn't feeling it. That's Growlancer, Wayfarer of Time. Just need to give it more time and really need to sort of, you know, really want to play this game because, like I said, I just threw it in, wasn't really feeling it, so I took it back out. Did not get to Silent Hill Downpour, and I kind of really wanted to, but another game sort of scratched my survival horror itch, so didn't get to this one. And then probably the biggest one that I really regret not getting to, but I will get to it eventually, is The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings. Threw it in kind of, you know, just to kind of see what it was all about for a little bit. Then I was like, man, I should really play the first game. Bought the first game for my PC. My PC runs it, but not very well. So, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that they will eventually bring out The Witcher 1 on 360, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. But didn't get to that one, but I'm feeling like I will get to it eventually. These are 3 great games in and of themselves, but they're re-releases, HD collections, that sort of thing. The first one is Zone of the Enders HD Collection. I'm playing this right now and really enjoying my time with it. Really enjoying going back and visiting these games again. Just didn't want to throw it in there because, really, I mean, it's not really a 2012 release, you know. It's just an HD collection, so, but fantastic games in and of themselves. The Doom 3 BFG edition, another fantastic set, just to, you know, kind of get the old Dooms and play them again, but Doom 3 is a great game as well. And then the third game I want to throw on here, and I will say, I will tell people to go pick this up. The only reason I did not want to put this in my top list, because it is a re-release, and that is Tales of the Abyss for the 3DS. Great game, but since it's a re-release and I knocked the other ones out, I felt like I had to knock this one out as well. So, definitely check those out, even though they are not, you know, new releases, quote-unquote new releases. The special honorary mention, this is for a game that really just kind of blew me away this year, and it's not a, when was this released? 2009? I think 2009. 2010. And even though this game wasn't a new release, it really blew me away, and it was probably not the most fun I've had this year, but a lot of fun. That is Deadly Premonition. I think everyone should go pick this game up. There's going to be a HD re-release on the PS3 Director's Cut coming here soon, so definitely check that out when it comes out, but I really, really love this game and really had a great time with it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the actual 2012 releases and talk about them. These, I've, you know, completed all these games except for one that I'm currently playing through now. And I think there are 15 here. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13. So this is going to be like the top 13 of 2012. And we're going to start right off with Adventure Time at number 13. And just because this is number 13, don't take it as it's a bad game. It's just really short. It's really confident with what it is, but it's a very short game. And while I had an amazing time with it, I don't know if people that aren't into Adventure Time will get into it as much as I really enjoyed it. But if you like Adventure Time, this is a no-brainer to pick up. Fantastic game. Going to try to go through these somewhat quick. Next up is Paper Mario Sticker Star. This is the game that I'm currently playing. And this is a weird one because it's an RPG that it's kind of got an identity crisis in some ways because it's an RPG, but yet they've stripped out so many of the RPG elements that it's really more of an action game with turn-based battles. Because there's no experience points. You collect, you get HP by finding heart containers, and I mean, there's really no reason to battle in this game. I find myself trying to avoid fights as much as possible because it just wastes stickers. So kind of a weird one, but I do enjoy it. But I really hope for the next Paper Mario they go back to the tried and true turn-based battles of Thousand Year Door and the first Paper Mario. So. Next up is Kid Icarus Uprising, and this was a pretty impressive game when it first came out. The only thing I don't like about it is the control scheme. I really wish they would have brought up some Circle Pad Pro support so you can use that second Circle Pad for the camera. But other than that, very definition of easy to play, hard to master type game. There's a ton of stuff to do in this. I need to go back and finish it, but that control scheme, it really keeps me from playing it. But gorgeous game, one of the best looking games on the 3DS, and just really surprised with what the 3DS can actually pump out sometimes. And keeping with that gorgeous 3DS game, it seems like all the last games here are 3DS games except for one. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. This one really actually surprised me because I've been kind of getting sick of the Kingdom Hearts series, and this one really reinvigorated my love for the series. I thought the spirit portion of the game was kind of pointless, but from a storyline standpoint, I really like what they did with this, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully finally seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 on a home console, not on a portable system. But I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. But definitely, if you're into Kingdom Hearts, this one will you'll love it. And if you're kind of waning on Kingdom Hearts, this will be a great one to sort of reinvigorate your love for the series. So there we go. We are in the top 10, so that was number 10 right there, Dream Drop Distance. Coming in at number 9, a game that I thought would be much higher. No. We're not ready for that one yet. Coming in at number 9 is a game that I can't show you a box for because it's actually a downloadable game, and that is Ys Origin on Steam. You can also get Ys Felghana on there as well. And I included this one because it is kind of a re-release because Ys Origin came out a long time ago on the Japanese systems, but this is the first time it was released in America in English. And I really had a lot of fun with it. But at the same time, as far as Ys games go, it's kind of a, I don't want to say a lackluster game. It's just kind of an average game compared to like Oath and Felghana and Ys 7 and things like that. Still, better than most action RPGs out there. But when you realize that you're going to be going through Darm Tower and only Darm Tower, it's a little bit disappointing because I really like to see the different vistas that Ys takes you to, and just running around Darm Tower is kind of whatever. So, Ys Origin at number 9. Number 8, like I said earlier, a game that I thought would be much higher earlier in the year. But as I sat back and kind of thought about, looked at these other games, I was like, no, It really needs to be down this low, and that's not saying it's a bad game at all. Final Fantasy 13 too, and I was really surprised with this. It really sort of almost redeemed 13 in my eyes. I really wanted to go back and play 13 again after playing this, and kind of experience it again and maybe see it in a whole new light. But I thought this was fantastic. I know a lot of people, the storyline is a little, whatever, but I really found the interpersonal story between Sarah and Noel to be very nice. And then I thought Caius was a great villain as well. And I think as the story progresses, you really feel for him more than you've probably felt for a Final Fantasy villain maybe ever. He's kind of a shade of gray in some respects. But really a game worth checking out, even if you didn't like 13, because it might make you rethink your thoughts on 13. So there we go with that. Next up, another game that, I think a lot of these games, when they came out early in the year, I said, oh, this is my game of the year, definitely, for sure. And then as more games came out, I just kind of pushed them down the list. Tales of Grace's F. Really loved this game and really had a great time with it. One of the more simple Tales stories to understand. It doesn't throw a lot of jargon at you. It's really a story of friendship and love, as opposed to talking about like air kernels and things like that from Vesperia. I really enjoyed my time with it. Definitely a shorter game, which I think works in its favor, because sometimes these RPGs can go on really long, and it just feels like they're padding the game out. Whereas this one, it was all killer, no filler, and I think that's why a lot of people really took to this one, because it really is just a great game. But yeah, as far as Tales games go, I think I actually like Abyss more. And if people ask me, what Tales game should I really get, I would definitely point them into the direction of Abyss, because I think the storyline is just a little bit better with Luke's transformation. But definitely, if you find this one, you definitely need to pick it up. Tales of Grace's F. I forget what number we're at. Doesn't matter. We'll pick up the numbers again when we get to the top 5. Next up, this was a big one for me. I was looking forward to this game a lot this year, and when it came out, I really had a great time playing it. But then when I just looked at the other games and sort of my experiences with these other games, it had to be sort of down this low. And I mean, I had a great time playing it online with some friends, but just in respects to other games, it had to be here. That is Code of Princess on the 3DS. And a fun game. Maybe well, no, not really shallow, because there's a lot of different things you can do in it. The storyline's a bit silly, but I mean, when you see a character like Solange on the cover and the way she's dressed with that huge sword, you're not in for something really serious. There is some lagging issues when you're online, but you do kind of get used to it, and you're still able to play it. But yeah, I really had a great time with this. Even after finishing the game, I wanted to go back and play it more. And unfortunately, Steven and I have sort of let this one go back on the shelf instead of playing it online anymore. But if anyone wants to play this online, personal message me, and we'll set up a way to set up friend codes and get that going, because I kind of want to get back into this and play this a little bit more. So, but yeah, Code of Princess, a great game. Probably, yeah, definitely my favorite game on the 3DS this year. And I would tell you that if you find a copy of this out there, pick it up, because these Atlas games are low print runs. And if they do a reprint, you're not going to get the box and the soundtrack in the art book. So, yeah. And probably the most controversial, let's see, we're in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, number 5. We're in the top 5 now. So I'm probably going to talk about these games a little bit more. Probably the most controversial game on this list, other than 13-2. A lot of people, when they finish this game, threw their hands up in the air and got pissed off. And I actually loved how this series ended, and that is Mass Effect 3. I loved sort of the ambiguous ending, and everyone was, crying because, there wasn't enough difference between the endings. But if you look at the storyline and how it progresses, I mean, it kind of ended the way it had to. I mean, I don't know how else it was supposed to end, really. And I did not go online and download the new endings, because I don't care, because I was fulfilled with the original ending. And I think it's actually very, very scary that, things like these, if enough people, get pissed off and start screaming about it, they'll go back in and change it. Because, I mean, look at how everyone gets so pissed off about every change in the Star Wars series. I still can't, every time I see Greedo shoot first, I'm just like, ugh. Because it just takes something away from Han Solo's character. And, you wouldn't go back to, like, a movie like The Godfather and change its ending, So, if video games want to be put on the same par as film, and novels and things like that, like, you wouldn't go in and change the ending to The Great Gatsby. You just wouldn't. They have to be able to stand on the same legs as those things. And people need to take a step back and say, this is somebody's work of art. The team that made this game put so much blood, sweat, and tears, and this is the story they wanted to present you. And if you have a problem with it, then it's probably your fault. Because this is how they wanted to tell the story, and this is the story. Just like the Matrix movies. Everyone complained about those, but that was the story the Wachowskis wanted to tell. And so it's a bit distressing, because I think it just kind of takes games back a peg from being considered art, but, whatever. Next game was a big game that I was also looking forward to, and I was actually, very happy with it. I'm so happy that it came out in this wonderful set, and I think a lot more people need to go out and check it out, because I know around me, I still see a lot of copies out there, and I'm thinking about picking up another copy and keeping it sealed. That is The Last Story, and XC just did a beautiful job bringing this game over here. Unfortunately, out of the Operation Rainfall games, I wish the other game that came out got the same treatment with a nice lush, box set. But yeah, The Last Story, great storyline. So simple. It's just a simple love story, set against like these bigger events. And the gameplay, simple but complex in some manners. There are some hiccups with this game, but this really was a great year for RPGs. A lot of really good RPGs came out, and yeah, Last Story, man. If you guys haven't checked this out, go pick it up. You can, if you don't have a Wii, who cares? Play it on your Wii U. There's not very many other games out there for the Wii U, so if you picked up a Wii U and you're looking for something to play, definitely go out and pick this up. Beautiful set by Xseed, beautiful game, beautiful music, and I mean it is a work of art, and it was a wonderful game to sort of send the Wii out on. Number 3, and I was really surprised when this one got on the list as high as it was, because if you watch my channel, you know I'm a big RPG person. I love RPGs. I think they tell the best stories in video games. But the storyline to this game just completely blew me away, because it was such an advancement of the storylines that came, before it in the series, and that is Halo 4. Everything about this game is just Halo on steroids. The graphics, for the first time ever, Halo is one of the prettiest games out there. A lot of times looking at the old Halo games and comparing it to other games on the Xbox or the 360, it was never a graphical powerhouse. But now Halo is. The storyline, for a first-person shooter to have this emotional of a storyline is mind-blowing, because this is the genre that sort of brought in this machismo to video games where, oh yeah, I don't play those pussy games. I play the, the shooters, that kind of stuff. But, like I said, can a Halo game be a love story? Yes, it totally can. And it's totally a believable love story. I thought the new Promethean enemies were pretty awesome. Maybe the Promethean weapons were just reskins of other, different guns. But it added a new dynamic, and I was so happy. And I forgot to talk about this in my game discussion. I was so happy that there's no fucking flood in this game. Because whenever the flood comes into the game, it's like it loses that sort of strategy to, fighting the enemies. You just kind of run and gun when the flood get there, and it just kind of gets boring. Whereas, fighting the Prometheans and fighting the Covenant was really satisfying. So, don't really have much to say about the multiplayer. Never put the disc in, never loaded it up. But I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos out there talking about the multiplayer. But yeah, Halo. I've always loved the series, and I'm surprised to see it at number 3. But at the same time, when you got this, high quality of a game, it's really not that surprising. So number 3 with a bullet, Halo 4. Top 2, and if you've noticed, I haven't mentioned a certain game yet, so will it be number 1? Will it be number 2? Who knows? Hey, coming in at number 2, a game that I can only describe as close to a religious experience. I know that no game, if I really think about it, no game this year has really affected me personally, emotionally, more than this game. There's just something about it, the music, the simplicity of the game, and the multiplayer aspect, I think was just mind-blowingly well done. That game is going to be Journey. I bought the downloadable version, and then when the collector's edition came out, I made sure I got that as well, because that is how good this game is. If you guys have not played Journey, it's a reason to buy a PS3. That's all there is to it. I mean, it is that good of a game. Just, running around and only having basically 2 actions, jump and chirp, and the only communication you can have with your other player that's, playing with you is just to chirp at them. There's just something in the simplicity that really brings it out. And then just the gorgeousness of the visuals, the richness of the music, and when you get to that final push, and if you've played this with multiplayer, it's an experience. Like, I got to the top of the mountain, and I got separated from my partner, and I sat there and waited for like 7 minutes for another player to come up and to finish the journey with somebody else. Some people might get to the end of the game and be like, is that it? But everything is said in the title. It's like that old saying, it's the journey, not the destination. There's just something about it that if you let it creep into you, it's one of the most artful and beautiful experiences you'll have in gaming, period. I still have to throw in Flow and Flower and play those, but I really want to. Basically, it's to the point where anytime that game company releases a game, I'm going to be interested in it, because they're one of those companies out there that I think they just have a different mindset about games, and they're going to bring you something ridiculously original and just a piece of art. So, number 2, Journey. Very close to becoming number 1 game. But when I sat back and thought about it, and I thought about, you got to think about something here. Think about the hype. And think about how many things in life never live up to that hype. Okay? This game, by a lot of different websites and groups out there, was really, really hyped. And I did my fair share of hyping this game up as well. And then when I played it, man, it lived up to it and more. And that game, without a doubt, number 1 game of the year, top game of 2012, Xenoblade Chronicles. Journey came close, man, because Journey came out first. When I played Journey, I was like, oh my god, this is such a great game. And then, Xenoblade, there's no way a game can top Xenoblade this year. I mean, the visuals on the Wii I mean, so you look at screenshots and you're like, oh, those visuals don't look that great. It's not HD. But then when you see this game in action and you see like the environments that you're traipsing through, I would dare say this game is bigger than Skyrim. I mean, it's just a massive, massive game. I sunk over 100 hours into this, and I still didn't do everything. And never once did this game feel tedious. Did it feel like I was just, killing time? I always felt like I was doing something important, because when you do the side quests, your team just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And, even stretching this game over 100 hours, I never felt like the storyline lagged. I always felt, you can take a break from the storyline, but when you got back into the storyline, it was just boom, 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 one set piece after another. It's unfortunate that it was a GameStop/Nintendo.com exclusive, because I really feel like more people should check this game out, and it's hard. Going online and looking for it, it's like $90 for a copy of it nowadays. And this just came out in April, So I mean, there's a lot of things that are keeping people from playing this game. I really kind of hope that it gets a Wii U version, because I mean, I have a sealed copy up there on the shelf, and I'm thinking, like, if they don't re-release it, that's just going to be worth more money. But on the other hand, I'm not a greedy person, and I want more of you guys out there to experience this. And releasing it on the Wii U, an HD Wii U version, wouldn't that be crazy? I would buy it again. I just think more people need to experience this game, because, I mean, not only do I think it's the best RPG this year, I think it's one of the best RPGs ever made. I'm trying to remember back to my top RPG list, what I actually put it at. But it was in the top 5. I think it was number 3, if I remember correctly. No. It was number 4, I think. 4 or 5. I can't remember. But definitely. I know Monolith Soft is signed up for Wii U development, so I can't wait to see what they're going to do. If they do anything on this scale again, that's going to be something. But definitely, without a doubt, number 1 had to be Xenoblade Chronicles, a game that was massively, massively, massively hyped and lived up to it in every regard. So, probably no surprise there, but hopefully there was some surprises in the list. Probably not. But that is my top of 2012. So hopefully that was an interesting list. If you want to hear me talk more about these games in depth, definitely check out some of the backlog of my videos. I've done game discussions on all of them but Paper Mario, because I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, other than that, I just want to make a quick comment, because I just noticed a few days ago, and I haven't had time to make a video on this yet, I surpassed 500 subs on YouTube. And I've only been doing this a little over a year, and it's mind-blowing. And I say this every time, but it really is mind-blowing that 500 people out there find me interesting enough to listen to me talk. And I've met some amazing, once again, amazing people on here. It really, I mean, there's people I talk to, like I talk to Steven every day. I talk to Doomwaves, a lot. I talk to a lot of you other guys out there through YouTube. It's crazy to me that I have one group of friends that are like my face-to-face friends, and then I have another group of friends that are my, quote-unquote internet friends. And it's just funny to me how, both groups are very important to me. So I just want to raise a glass to you guys and say thank you so much for all the support that you've given my channel and me. I treasure my friendships that I've developed here on YouTube, and I hope to keep this channel going. It's going to keep going as long as it's fun, and as long as I have high quality people like all of you out there watching this. to interact with. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. Oh! That had a little bit more bite than I thought it was going to. Shit. Alright. Bye, guys.